record. All right, we'll get started. Let's take a look at our district a little bit. I heard someone say, hey, not quite sure how this chain of command works and how it all fits together. Well, let's do a little education on that and find out maybe a few things how it all fits together. So here we go. Wow. We kept saying last year that it was a Kiwanis year like we've never seen before. It was just a year in general this year like we've never seen before. But you know what? We've faced challenges before, and we've usually come through it with a little bit different skew, a little bit take on it, but in the end it works out pretty good. This picture was one that was found when we were looking for some archive pictures. It is actually a picture of district training that went on in our very own district in 1938. So evidently in 1938, of course, this is when Kiwanis was all men. So you had to put your best suit on, bring your number 2 pencil, and sit up really straight by the table. Well, okay, that was 1938. Things have changed a little bit. Probably the biggest decision we had to make today was whether or not we were going to actually comb our hair and turn our audio on. So right now we're all virtual, of course. So that's okay. I forgot to mention, I do have my chat box open. If you have a question, we'll have a little bit of time for questions, but if there's a question that pops up, please use your chat box and I'll kind of keep an eye open for that as well. So let's get to know the Nebraska-Iowa Kiwanis District. As club secretaries, you will find out, if you haven't learned already, that you have a K number. Every member has a number, every club has a number, every division, and every district. And our district is K16. So if you're ever asked where you come from, you can proudly say the Nebraska-Iowa District, and you also know that we are K16. Something else pretty special to know about our district is that we were organized on January 6th, 1920. So congratulations, celebration for us, because this is the district's 100th year. So it's pretty exciting for us to be club officers coming into this 2020-2021 year, because we get to start a whole new century of service for our district. And to me, that's pretty exciting. Let's kind of find out more about our district. This number is a little bit outdated because numbers for September 30th, the October 1 start date, have not been released yet. KI is still smashing those numbers down and seeing where everything looks, what it looks like. But as of September 15th, we had 4,670 members in our district. And I think we'll be down from that a little bit when October 1 numbers are released, but that is still an amazing number. Why? Well, Kiwanis International estimates that in an average year, one Kiwanian impacts the lives of 206 kids. Now think about that. You as a Kiwanian can enrich the lives of 206 kids. Collectively, across our district, 4,600 members strong, that is over 960,000 kids that we can impact in a year. That's pretty significant. That's pretty cool. So that's the number of members in the district. How does that break down through a hierarchy? Well, we have 162 clubs. I can't blow this map up big enough. I need pretty much a big wall to show you, but there are 162 dots on this map, each one representing one of our clubs. To kind of collect things and start gathering things, we have 25 divisions. So for every color change you see on the map, that is a new division. And then we are also grouping our clubs and divisions into regions. So every red line separates or is the boundary for another region. So that's kind of how we set up structurally as a district. Okay. Leadership wise, this is the current year, the 2020-2021 leadership team for the district. The district officers you see are on the left side of your screen there. The governor, past governor-elect, and vice governor get elected every year. That's what we did at the past virtual convention in August. You will see our past governor, as well as the district administrator and myself and district treasurer. So that's kind of our officers on that side. The district board is also made up of trustees. We just learned a minute ago that we have 6 regions across the district. Every one of those regions elects a trustee. Those trustees serve for 3-year terms. So if you kind of find where you are, your club is on the map, you kind of know, hey, which region am I in and who is my trustee. So that's our district board. Let's delve down a little bit more into the divisions. Each division has a lieutenant governor. And lieutenant governors really are that close connect to you and the district's leadership team, because our lieutenant governors, they're a member of the team that's right in contact with your clubs. They're the ones that came out and did the installations. They're the ones that lead through division council meetings. They come for club visits. They visit your board meetings. So these are the folks, if you have a question or something going on in your club you need some help with, these are the folks who can do that for you. There are several divisions that do not have lieutenant governors this year. COVID kind of made it hard to get out and shake and move and get everybody in place. If you happen to be in one of those divisions, always contact me. I can probably help you out, get you in contact with somebody who might be able to come to your club or make those visits, make those kind of things happen. We also can't talk about, I gotta find my mouse here. We also can't talk about leadership without talking about you and your fellow club officers and your fellow club members, because I wholeheartedly believe that everybody, every Kiwanian is a leader in their community, because you've stood up in your community and said, yes, we want to help kids, we want to make our community better. And your district leadership team certainly believes that too, and knows that you are the heart and soul of our district out there leading the service and doing what needs to be done. So thank you and every member of your club. That's kind of the district structure at a glance. Now let's kind of find out how we need to stay connected. Because this year, like last year, it's going to be really important to make sure we keep those connections going, reach out to members, whether we're meeting in person, meeting virtually, if we can do activities, or maybe have to find new ways to do fundraisers. So let's share a little bit how you can stay connected. And there's challenges, we know that. The challenges may be getting those megaphones out and making sure we're six feet across, but we can do it as long as we remember to stay energized when we do it. I kind of like this little guy because he is certainly happy to see his friends, whether they're in person or on the screen. So again, I am confident that as a district and as clubs, we can remember to stay connected. Staying connected with the district for your clubs should be pretty easy. What I've got up on the screen right now is the website for the district. The address is there, and I'm not going to read through the list, but you can see there's quite a bit that you can find out on the website, and you can kind of use the website hopefully as a tool to pick up some resources, get some training, and see what's going on across the district. If you are new to the website, haven't been up there yet, I'd encourage you to do that. And if you've been up there before and haven't been for a while, I'd especially encourage you to go up, because we're kind of trying to make an effort to keep it fresher, make it a little bit more responsive to our membership. So please give that a look. Facebook, if you're a Facebook person, make sure you check out the Nebraska-Iowa Kiwanis District. This is a group page, which means that we will have several people up there posting things on behalf of the district, but it also means if you've got something going on special in your club, in your division, or have some news to share as a group member, you can go up and do that yourself. So if you're a Facebook person, please make sure you look this up. And this NE-IA Kiwanis District, that is the one you want to use. The district newsletter is the Kiwanian, and this comes out the first full week of the month. You've already heard a little bit about this. Our PR chair plugged this a little bit, so thank you very much for that, Linda. The top part of the newsletter always has announcements from the district. Governor Kurt will have a newsletter, will have a message to share. We have information about district events coming up, international events coming up, activities, special deadlines. Right now, we've got Distinguished Club for the previous year. We've got forms. So that's the kind of information you're going to find in the newsletter. But you're also going to find what is going on throughout the district. And that's the section called News from Around the District. All of these pictures that you see up here on the screen, these are news items that's been in the past year. And this is a chance for you as a club to let your members shine a little bit. Put your club in the spotlight and share what's going on. And I think that's important for two purposes. One, toot your own horn. Any chance we have to tell the good things that we're doing as a club, let's do them. But I also believe that there is no shame in stealing a good idea when it comes to a Kiwanis project. So maybe there's a project out there that your club never thought of, and you see it in the newsletter and go, hey, we can do that. That's perfect. That's why we'd like to share that in the newsletter. So please keep sharing. Let's talk a little bit about the foundation. No successful organization can stand alone. It needs other organizations that can support it, and the District Foundation certainly is that for us. The Nebraska-Iowa District Foundation was chartered in 1970, making this its 50th year, so it's celebrating an anniversary in and of itself. The District Foundation, like the Kiwanis Children's Fund, functions in the same way. They depend on Kiwanians to help supply the funds needed to pass along for projects and other activities. So please make sure your club remembers its per member annual gift to each of the foundations. That's pretty important. And then also remember that you can apply to get some of those dollars back. The District Foundation will assist with projects that clubs have. Maybe you need a few more dollars to finish up a project that you're working on, or just need to know, hey, will this project work? How can we get the funding? You see a couple addresses up here on the screen. These addresses are on the website, the district website as well. There's a District Foundation page So you can get these addresses right off the website. I would point out that there are 2 grant cycles for the foundation. They take grants applications twice a year, and December 1 will be here before we know it. So if there's a project that you would like to have, make sure you get that application in, and that application information is up on the website as well. There's a couple of camps that, okay, we do have a question. What is the, before we move on, what is the recommended number per club? At the district level, the suggested donation is $6 per member. And at the international level for the Children's Fund, that is $10 per member. Good question. Okay, kids and camps. Hey, I'm a big kid. I love camps. Everybody like camps out there? Well, we've got 2 pretty awesome camps in our district, and they're kind of a cooperative effort with both the district as well as the district foundation. And those 2 are Camp OK and Key Leader. Camp OK is for middle school age students. That happens every June. It is in Boone, Iowa. They have a tremendous camp over there. It's a week-long program, and I can almost guarantee you those smiling faces there you see are not an exception. That is an exceptional camp and really good opportunity for those middle school students to learn and evolve their own skills. The second camp we have is Key Leader. That is for high school students. That camp, due to COVID, had the in-person camp had to be put off a year. We could not hold that in November down by Ashland. But you see the dates. It is booked. It is scheduled for next year already. So make sure you got that in your budget for next year. Both camps were really superior. With the in-person Key Leader canceled this year, that does not mean that we're not still going to have those opportunities for the high schoolers. Virtual Key Leader is coming up January 23rd. Registration for that is open. There was information in the district newsletter that came out last week, and there is information and the registration form available on the district website. So there will be more information coming out. We will be sending emails out to the clubs, but if you want to get a jump on that, you can certainly go up to the district website and check that out as well. That is a real quick thumbnail sketch of the district and some of the ways that we try to communicate with you in your clubs. I'm going to ask Governor Kurt if he's ready to talk about his year and his priorities.
Thanks, Lisa. So she's got up there my logo or my theme for this year. I am also, not only am I highly involved in Kiwanis, but I'm highly involved in Boy Scouts. I'm a 22-year volunteer over there. And so when Connie and I were thinking about the 2021 year in Kiwanis, we tried to come up with a theme that kind of tied both of my volunteer areas together. And so by definition, an adventure is an unusual or exciting experience or activity. And when you stop and think about it, that fits Boy Scouts, of course, when we do hikes and canoe treks and things like that, but it also fits Kiwanis, especially this year with being unusual. But when you stop and think about it, you have an experience or an activity that benefits the kids in your community. You never really know who you're going to touch, how people are going to benefit from what you're doing as a Kiwanis club. And so that's what we came up with for our theme for this year is Adventures in Service. And then, of course, the international tagline, Kids Need Kiwanis. is now more than ever with things that are going on. So each year, the international president sets a set of priorities or goals that he pushes down to the districts or wants the districts to consider. And those are up on the screen. Increased membership through club opening, club counseling, inclusion, and service. Advance the image of Kiwanis by raising awareness of education, wellness, and security needs of children. Expand Kiwanis youth programs to positively impact more young people. And develop educational and training opportunities to better prepare current and future leaders for success. So those are rather broad. And what I did with my goals then was to move those down to some more specific items that our clubs and our divisions can address and work towards. So my goals for this year are to continue to support the Children's Fund and the Nebraska-Iowa District Foundation. We'd really like to see 100% of all the clubs participate. And as the question was asked earlier and Lisa answered, we'd like to see the Children's Fund at $10 and the Nebraska-Iowa District Foundation at $6. So the second one I have there is to support our service leadership programs. And we'd like to start 4 new SLPs. And of course, the SLPs are K-Kids, Builders Club, Key Club, Circle K, and our action clubs. And we've got a really good start on that already. There's 2 new Circle Ks that are well into the process of chartering already for this year. We'd also like to support, as Lisa was telling me about those camps, the Key Leader and Camp OK. We'd like to support those, and that requires help from your clubs. We need to be looking, as a club, we need to be looking for possible attendees, and then to support those attendees with financial assistance to attend. To get full camps, we really need to have about 75 for Key Leader and about 120 for Camp OK. So that's something to shoot for next spring and fall. The third one I have there is demonstrate change in our communities in supporting in supporting the youth. I'd like each club to seriously look at developing and implementing one new youth-oriented service project. This won't necessarily be a fundraiser, but more a peer service project with a youth organization or for a youth organization in your community. And then, of course, the last one, we need to continue to look for new ways, given that some of our clubs are meeting virtually still. Some are meeting in person or a combination in person and virtually. We've got a couple clubs out there that still have not been meeting. So we need to take a look at that. We need to take a look at how our service projects and how our fundraisers are going to happen in the next year. Are we still going to be able to have them? And if we decide that we're able to have them, what are we going to need to do differently to make them work? We also need to, in tying back to that SLPs, we also need to make sure that we don't forget them. A lot of school districts are not allowing outside individuals into the schools, but we don't want to lose that connection with our key clubs and our builders clubs. So we need to investigate ways that we can still keep that relationship going, keep those service projects going, but still adhere to the school regulations right now. So there's a lot to think about, a lot to work on for the next year. And I appreciate each of you, first of all, taking on a position with your club as an officer. And second of all, I appreciate you coming here tonight to learn a little bit more about your position and how you might be able to improve it and help your club operate better in the next year. So again, thank you. And I'll turn it back to you, Lisa.
Thank you, Governor. All right, let's got one more slide on this portion of things, and you've heard thanks several times tonight, but hey, let's face it, as volunteers, we got to spread those thanks around a lot. So thanks again for being that leader. Please don't forget to share your club successes with your community. That is so important to do that. And right now, with the new member fee being waived at both the international and the district level, please make sure you always have some information ready to give out to new members, because now is the time that we can really get out and get those new members. Even though we can't necessarily get out like we'd like to in the community, there's still ways that we can recruit members and keep it going. So that's very important. I will share with you, I think you heard that I am recording this portion of the district education. That will be available on the district website. We also have the PowerPoint slides and a PDF of this presentation. So if you would like to share this as an education program for your club, that is very available.